Hi, my name is Roshini Sanah Jaiswal. I am the founder and CEO of Swanrose Inc. and my brand is Just Human. By law, you have to put all your ingredients on the label, and everything is visible. Now, can a consumer understand ingredient names that are scientific? Perhaps not, and that's where the challenge happens. But given the amount of space most products have, I think it's really hard to add more information there than brands already do. I think the most important thing is to actually make sure that brands are following what is required of them on the label. I know even the government of India is even sort of regulated to the extent that they even tell you what font size should be on the label for different pieces of information. The largest amount of petrochemicals are used actually by the beauty industry. And when I say beauty, I'm talking about personal care, skin care, color cosmetics, and yet they are completely unregulated. And this is the biggest challenge that consumers face. Breast cancer, ovarian cancer, if a mother is using them, then prenatal development, neurological issues with her child, learning disabilities, autism, and not to mention a lot of the skin cancers that we are all having and suffering these days. So we can say that yes, it's because the environment is also very polluted and we are out. Yes, absolutely, there is that, but it's also everything that we are putting on our skin, on our hair, everything that touches us is actually, if we are looking at those ingredients, there might be 50 ingredients in a bottle or 30, maybe 2 of them are dirty. And those 2 ingredients are having that impact. Maybe over time, endocrine, they disrupt your endocrine system. They affect your microbiome. They affect the bacteria that is actually there to regulate and keep us healthy. So, this element of clean, how do we get to clean, I think is in a very nascent stage. And the problem is also this, that today, the industry, just like the environment, we are growing towards climate change and we are saying we're taking actions to be more sustainable. It's nascent. This clean industry is also nascent. Brands are coming up with clean products, but then to have that clean product and clean ingredient, it costs much more. So then, consumers are sort of reacting to the price increase because of that. So what are neurocosmetics? There are different ways of defining it, but it is basically, in the most simplest terms, it is the connection between the skin and the brain. The skin, whether you believe it or not, is actually an organ. It has tons of nerves, and anything and everything that we touch to the skin is actually having a conversation with the brain. Whether that conversation is positive or negative is based on what is coming onto your skin. So we've been very conscious over time about inside out, like what we eat is affecting us outside. What we have paid a lot less attention to is what we put on top and how is that having a conversation with us inside. And neurocosmetics is literally that field. So the pharmaceutical industry has had this for many, many years. The basic and the most basic way to understand this is, think of Volini. You put something on your arm, shoulder, wherever there is pain, and voila, 10 minutes, 5 minutes later, that pain is gone. That's called a skin-brain connection. So the world is just waking up to neurocosmetics. Neurocosmetics doesn't exist in many places, but it is where the microbiome world was, or it was 15 years ago. Today, the ingredients that we've started using, because we've become very conscious of the topical application and the effect that has on the inside, is we have started using things like pre, pro, and postbiotics. This is forms of lactobacillus. You have a prebiotic, if I were to define them. Prebiotic is sort of food for the bacteria, which is the probiotic. And the postbiotic is the bioactive that is released by that bacteria. Now, for example, the postbiotic is rich in vitamin B, vitamin K, amino acids. So at different levels, you have different things that are coming in and balancing the bacteria. And that bacteria balance is very important because it is causing things like dry skin, acne, it causes aging. So in terms of having ingredients like biotics in your formulations is always really helpful. it's important to see that it is also there in the right amount so that it can actually help you. The other ingredients that have, you see a big movement towards is peptides. And neuropeptides are amazing, and they are, they are the heroes for us in neurocosmetics, because peptides come in and they sort of work with your neurotransmitters to trigger sometimes, and if you have the right peptides, to trigger, feel good hormones like oxytocin and beta endorphins. So neurocosmetics is not just about, something that actually an anti-aging product that makes you look good. It is also about how it makes you feel. That neurocosmetics is really on the cusp of the beauty industry and the wellness industry, because we actually empower people to feel good and confident. So I developed Just Human because I actually suffered several years ago from an autoimmune disorder. It was called lichen planopilaris, and it basically hit my skin and my face. I could not recognize myself. I felt stripped of my confidence. I felt stripped of who I was. And it made me very conscious about everything that I was putting on my body. So it took a couple of years and I healed, but in that consciousness, I started looking at ingredients and I started seeing dirty ingredients everywhere. And then when I went to organic and vegan, I said, God, that was not clean for me either, because a lot of things in organic and vegan were not clean. And then I said, okay, if I am a 40+ woman and I want improvement, then vegan products and organic products are just not doing that for me. So this was the way Just Human began, because it came from a very personal need, and I said, well, if I need it, there are hundreds of other women that also need this. They don't have to have an autoimmune disorder. But I think every woman, every human being actually, not just woman, deserves to look and feel fabulous regardless of their age. So we created, Just Human bases clean ingredients and organic, natural, plus safe synthetics. We follow something called the Prop 65 list. It comes out of California. It's a very strict list. We will not have close to 900 banned items on that list. Will not exist anywhere in our products. So our first thought was that we actually wanted to come out with personal care, and the shampoo actually became, the anti-dandruff shampoo became our first product. What we do with it is we try to balance your scalp microbiome, and it's completely clean, unlike a lot of shampoos which have chemicals in them to remove the dandruff. Basically, dandruff is caused by a imbalance of your microbiome on your scalp. So that was the first shampoo and the first product that we came out with. We have, of course, continued to come out with products in the personal care space, like our coffee caramel scrub, our conditioners, our body washes, and we will now, going forward in September, be coming out with our skincare line. By March next year, we should potentially we have 6 products now, we should have close to 18 products. So a lot of the Just Human products, and what really makes them different is that they are powered by neurocosmetics. Yes, the 2 hero ingredients that we use through our products are either neuropeptides and or microbiome, or pro, and postbiotics. This combination actually delivers that very clean but also fast result, and that's what we are actually doing. Next week, we also launch in the United States the same lot of products. Our formulations are all created in California, and then we manufacture in India and we manufacture in the US for the US.